Hey, hi all. Very good evening. In this session, we'll see like the control properties and methods of ASP.NET. So far, we have seen a couple of topics as part of ASP.NET, especially the web server controls and HTML controls and the differences between those two controls. And also, we have seen event handling and event parameters. And also, we have seen like how to fire or add an event from client side as well as server side as well. Now, look at the control properties and the methods in ASP.NET. So basically, ASP.NET coming up with a class called web control, that is web.ui.controls, which is a control class for all ASP.NET controls. For instance, if you wanted to add a text control, right, or a placeholder or an XML controls, you have to import that namespace in your ASP.NET project and then start creating of your controls. Okay, so all of the attributes, events, and methods of web control class are inherited by ASP.NET server controls. Okay, the system class is derived from web control class, as are certain other server controls that are not visually shown. This server-side controls like ASP.NET controls are going to inherit or coming through web.ui.controls. So let me quickly share my screen so that you will have an idea on how I'm going to explain you regarding this and how it looks like. So this is something my screen here, right? Let me do that. So here already I have no inherited class here, right? So where I can already install, inherited, imported this smart web.ui web controls and also web UI, right? So here I can write any control dynamically and add it to page dynamically using this particular system.web.ui controls. So ASP.NET Server controls inherit all properties and events and methods of web control and system controls. So that is web.ui.control, right? It is a control class. So the inherited characteristics common to all server controls, right? You can see those properties. I'll just demonstrate one thing. So if you just open this design part here, and we have a couple of server-side controls inside of this page layout HTML markup language, and this is server-side control, right, and this is server-side controls, and this is the server-side controls. Almost all controls are server-side. If you look at this particular button, like go to UI here, select that, press F4, and you will see the properties, right? When I press F4, you will see, right, these are all the properties which belonging to this selected control. Okay. Uh, Let me do that. Yeah, this is something system.web.ui.web controls dot button, right? If you are going for text box, it will show you the text box dot text box. Here you can see different varieties of control properties here. Access key, tab index, back color, border style, border width, CSS class. So many classes we have it here, and you can set that so that it will apply, and you can immediately see that like how it is applying your selected color or anything into here, right? I'm just selecting back four color here. If you're going to select a color, right, a background color or something, it is going to apply to your control. Okay, so here it is back color. Now I'm going to select a back color, like it is going to apply to your button. Got it? So in a similar way, if you set some key here, access key, which is nothing but a shortcut key combination of alt key. I'm just saying yes. That means if I press alt S, then it is going to fire. As soon as you give some values here, and come to here in your page layout, all the properties are being added automatically. You can see here, access key S is added, back color added, font bold added, fore color also added. Okay, so when I run this, and you will see that change control properties and the functioning how it is working for the access key as well. So like that, you can check all the properties of every control, and you can set it here itself by just pressing F4, or else you can go to the server side, go behind file, that is .cs file, and you can write dynamic programming for the required control stuff. Okay, and just spin that application here. I can see the page layout, the UI, where it having a couple of controls like first value, second value, and then total, and then the command button where we set some styles here. So once you give that some value, right, anyway, I'm pressing this, it is going to calculate, but I wanted to press through access key. So as I mentioned here, yes, when I say alt, yes, right, it is firing my event. That means shortcut is firing here, then value is calculated, even click also firing here. Okay, that's how the properties are reflecting. Okay, so whatever properties you wanted to give it, you can give here as part of this control properties from the UI, I mean from the designer itself, like going to design and select whatever properties you want. You wanted to give it a tooltip, like calculating total of, right, two values. So all these things can be automatically, come into your source code here. You can see the tooltip is also added for the control, and even you can check and apply same for your control of text box. This is also name web server controls, right? So you can see here, same you can apply for color, back color, whatever color you want to apply, you can apply it here, and same way you can apply it here also. Everything is going to be applied, right? So on pressing of access key, shortcut key, it is calculating and applying all your properties. Now let me try a case like where I just wanted to dynamically add a control using kind of a system.web.ui app controls. Let's say like I want to add a text box, right? So in the page load, just text, right? This is my control. Let me create a control of type text, that is tx1 equal to new of text, right? What happened? Text box, sorry, right? And after that, I wanted to assign some properties to this, and then I'm going to add it to my page. tx1 dot text, dynamically added control, dynamically added text box control, and tx1 dot, right, for color equal to, I want to apply some red color. And again, tx1 dot tooltip, if you want to assign it, you can assign this, right? Dynamically added control. Once after you set all these properties, you just add to controls dot add of, right, tx1, so that it will add to your page, right? Oh, it is something master t txt1 txt1 txt1. Now when I run this, so page load is going to fire first, right? It is going to fire this event, and it will create a text box of instance txt1, and it will assign all the properties which I have mentioned here. And with this add method, it is going to add it to my page. So here I used add method. That is what the control method uh, for the page. When I run this, you'll see like whether my control is added or not, and make sure that you should use controls.add method to add any dynamic control from a code behind file. Okay, so let me see my UI here. Oh my god, must be placed inside form tank. Oh, I think we should use form tag because it should be inside of form, right? If you look at here, all the controls are placed inside of form tag. This is what the form tag, right? So you need to mention same thing here in this code behind as well, so that it will add inside of form, not outside of form. That won't accept it because HTML all controls or ASP.NET all controls inside of form tag only. It is going to accept it, accept the master page, right? Like here you can see this is the control I've been added. You can move over here and I can see that the tooltip here appearing here. My four color is appeared here, and again this is style I'm applied and clicking on that. My everything is applying. So this is something about the control events and the control properties and methods, right? So we have seen properties here like text four color tooltip, and this is the method of control, and even you can see that methods from here itself as well. You just click on here, this is events, this is something properties, right? We have seen events, and you just here come here, by default the click event is assigning to some method. If you are having multiple methods, and you can see here, let us see, I'm going here, I'm going to write another function, right, which is something server side one. Okay, and also I'm going to write another function like that. All the functions will appear there and the property, kind of property section. Like when I select and go to methods, you click on drop down, you'll see all the methods. You can bind whatever method you wanted to dynamically from properties window. And this is something data binding. If you're binding to something, right, and disposed, init, load, pre-render, and load, right. So there are some methods against every control. A similar thing you can see for text box also. You have a method, an event, text change, data binding, disposed. So fire is when the control has been disposed. Init, fires when the page has been initialized. Load, fires when the page has been loaded, right? When I say something, right, and let me say that this is something I applied. This event is going to fire when the page is loaded. Okay, and you can see that is coming out here because on load the event is added for text box. So on similar way, I'll showcase you some of the properties and methods here. So these are some of the properties like attributes, access key, right? And attributes are set of arbitrary attributes that do not correlate to the controls property. So anyway, access key and binding container, back color, border color. So there are a lot of properties we have for every ASP.NET control, right? And these are the methods like added control or add attributes to render, data bind, and create child state. So it all depends on the control nature and the control behavior. It is showing the events in the property window, or else you get same methods in the server side code behind file by just pressing dot period. That is intelligence feature we have in a .NET. So as soon as you press that dot after your control name, it is going to show you the methods and properties. As like coming here, so go to server side, right? When you press here like txt1, it will show you all the properties, right, and methods, right? So this is the properties, right? And some of them are data bind is a method, and the copy base attribute, and dispose is attribute a method. So attributes are coming with this kind of symbol like settings, and method is coming with this kind of symbol where you can specify that method, right? So I hope you understand the control properties, how we are going to use it in server side as well as from the client side page, just selecting this control and pressing F4 button and choosing that and selecting the required method and properties. Okay, so thanks for listening to this video, and I hope you understood the properties and methods, how we are going to use it, and how they are appearing and reflecting once you run the ASP.NET application. Thanks for listening to this video. Please subscribe this channel for more videos. Thank you.